Hi people, Morino, Ravenberg here again as always, and as usual. You guys remember my my video where I showed you guys where I lived? Well, this time, as you can tell based on the header, I'm showing you guys where I went to school. This is what my elementary school looked like. This is my elementary school, or better said, what's left over. Name is St. Ignatius School. This is where I went as a child between the ages of 6 and 12. I remember near where that street ends, essentially, where you've got where it takes a right turn. I used to sit there as a child with I used to sit there as a child with my little bottle of homemade lemonade, and I used to hang out with an Indian best friend of mine. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Elementary school times. Looks like crap, I know. It looks like a giant chicken coop. Looks like shit, obviously. And this is my high school. This is where I went to school between the ages of 12 and 18 years old. School looks like crap, obviously, but believe it or not, or whether you want to believe it or not, it actually looks better compared to back in the day. What I disliked about this school is that a bunch of wannabes and all kinds of dipshits went to the school. Look at the neighborhood, essentially, that the school is located in. A bunch of, let's just say, wannabe rich kids went to this school. The kind that would sell their soul for money. All they cared about was money. It was all about who had the most money. And in a place as worthless as Suriname, you can imagine, nothing but worthless wannabes. Literally, this is where I essentially, well, compared to the rest of my youth, arguably this is at the very least one of the places where I suffered the most with negativity, because this is where like black magic kicked in and all of that stuff, and I ended up being humiliated and mistreated and whatnot. All the stuff I discussed in one of my live streams. It's just I was completely out of it. It was like I was mentally gone, like completely absent. The name of the school is Berkeveld. It's hard to pronounce in English, it's hard to say it in English, okay? It's a typical Dutch name. It's simply spelled B-E-R-K-E-V-E-L-D, or T instead of a D at the end. So in English, the closest you would come to being able to pronounce it would be Berkeveld or Berkveld. Something along those lines, honestly. It doesn't matter, it's a shit school either way. And this is the first senior high school I attended. The one I showed you guys prior, the Berkveld school, was junior high school. Schools here are divided in junior high school and senior high school. Senior high schools are called middle school, in Dutch middelbare school. This one was abbreviated VWO4. And this is what it looks like. Look at how horrible it looks. This was the entryway. This is where I had to go with my bicycle inside. And it just goes on. It looks like absolute crap. Unfortunately, horse shit. Absolute horse shit. I attended this school between the year of 2000 and 2005. Just absolutely horrible. And the pain and misery just continued here because of all the curses, the black magic, and all the negativity I had to deal with. I attended here for 6 years or 5 years. 5 or 6 years. And then, you know, because of my bad grades, due to aforementioned reasons, management of the school simply said, listen, it's best if you try the school I'm about to show you. You know, in the following video, that was like an emergency option. They simply said, maybe try that school, maybe you'll have better luck there. Yeah, and this is the last high school I went to. It's known as middle school. Henry Delberg School, abbreviated HAVO 2. Yeah, this is the last school I attended before I stopped going to school. This is where I had my epiphany, where I essentially said, I was literally just sitting in my class, and I had two guys next to me, and I said, I just had an epiphany. I just said out loud, I'm not going to attend school anymore. It's a waste of time with all the corruption and everything. And this school, to be honest, is also in a shitty neighborhood, honestly. Nothing but ghetto people live here that do things like smoke blunts and whatnot. Not all of them, but most of them. And that's it, guys. This is the last of my educational saga. This is where my educational saga ended. 2005 or 2006. And I got my first job at 2007.